brother's coming back tomorrow night.
Yes, me too.
I
Give me a break tomorrow.
love preaching like that. Brother, I'll tell you what, it takes preaching like that.
Yes, it
people
does.
say. And without the preaching of the gospel, it's impossible for men to be saved.
Amen.
Impossible.
Thank
And
you.
that's what the Lord told me. My dad was a good man, deacon in the church. And he'd come to A and he said, son, would you care if I go out there where you go to church? And I said, Dad, I'll be glad to have you.
Yes.
And I thought, I was awful nervous when I got up that night to preach. I don't know why. That's the first time Dad had ever heard me preach. And we went to a flea market the next weekend, or a couple weekends after that, or a month or so, and one of them preachers walked up and said, how's that son of yours do preaching? He said, well, I'll tell you what, he stays in the Word.
Amen.
Amen. He said, he stays in the Word. And I said, what a compliment for my name.
Amen.
Hallelujah. And I said, I tell you what, if you get out of the Word, it's not worth a dime.
Amen.
But listen, it's not worth nothing.
No.
And that's what the Lord told me to do. He said, go out into the world and preach to the world the gospel, teaching them to observe all things whatsoever I command you.
Yeah.
And I'll be with you always, even to the end of the world.
Amen.
I'll go with you, he said. Amen. And I'll tell you what, he's always been there with me.
Yes, sir.
And I'm glad that night that the old man did die. That my neighbors could see the difference. Even their dogs could see a difference. Hallelujah. That's something when a dog can see a difference.
Yes, sir.
Run up and jump upon you. They were scared to death of me. And I told my wife, I said, them dogs was all over me. I said, they knew a difference. My wife said, them dogs were scared to death of you.
Yeah.
And I said, they ain't. I said, God has made a change.
Amen.
She said, time will tell. Well, it's been years. And I've been trying to preach gospel.
Blessing God.
And I ain't touched any of it. And I'm still trying to preach it. Now, when by the grace of God, I'm going to try to preach some more. You know that?
Amen.
I'm going to try to preach some more. And I can do it through Him. I can't do it on my own. I said one night, I was preaching the gospel. I was preaching the revival in Souda County. And I studied all that week about preaching this revival. I was a young man. And I said, young preacher, and I said, boy, I've got this down pat. What a mistake that was.
Yeah.
What a mistake that was.
That's right.
I said, I put myself. And I'll tell you what, when I got up in the pulpit that night, I couldn't have told you my name. I had done forgot everything that I'd even studied.
Yeah.
And I said, Lord, it's me. You give me a thought, and I'll go with it. I had prayed 3 days. We had one saved every night. 3 nights, and we had one saved every night.
Amen.
And I prayed from all the way here into Souda County. I prayed all the way down there. I couldn't tell you what even went on in the service. Well, I said to him, pray on that service. And God gave me a thought every night. And we had one saved every night.
Praise
And I
God.
said, Lord, I'll never say I again. It's
Amen.
always you. I'll put you. You're the main part of my life. Amen. I'm glad that old man is dead. Praise His holy name.
Amen. I'm glad he's dead tonight. You got your own CD, yeah. I'll get the right one, yeah. I'll get the right one. Amen. Put the words in the right ones here. Thank you. See how that does. I may have hit the wrong button. That's nothing new for me.
Now but then, no friend of mine I've not seen in some time would stop by and ask me where I've been, what's on my mind. They wonder why I'm not drinking, still painting the old town red. I tell them I'm serving Jesus now. The old man is dead. The man you see before you, he may look a lot the same. I may wear the same clothes and have the same old name, but you're looking on the outside. You could see inside instead. You would see a brand new man, 'cause the old man is dead. Amen. Hallelujah.
Brother James, I'm glad you stayed.
Thank you, Lord. This is how I live. I used to live such a wicked life. I had no hope inside. I was lost in darkness, searching for the light. And one night at a little church, after hearing what the preacher said, I gave my life to Jesus, and the old man is dead. The man you see before you, he may look a lot the same. I may wear the same clothes and have the same old name, but you're looking on the outside. You could see inside instead. You would see a brand new man, 'cause the old man is dead. You're looking on the outside. You could see inside instead. Woo! You would see a brand new man, 'cause the old man is dead. Yes, he's dead. Amen. I was thinking I went to Sin Valley Free Will Baptist Church one night to preach. I think they thought I was a Free Will Baptist for years, and I was really a child of the King.
There you go.
I said, I'm not a Free Will Baptist, I'm not a Methodist, I'm not a Pentecostal, I'm not nothing, I'm a child of the King.
Amen. Amen.
That's who I am.
Yeah.
I am what I am by the grace of God. I said, I was in an organization one time, and they're supposed to ordain me in a year. I carried my license for about 4 years or longer. And I thought, well, why ain't they ordaining me? And I preached in the Pentecostal church. The Pentecostal helped me a lot. I preached there. See, I preached in the same gospel that I preached everywhere else.
Yeah.
I didn't change the gospel for no man.
Amen.
And they called me up on the carpet and said, don't you know them people will mix you up? And I said, mix me up? I said, how can they mix me up? I got the gospel of Jesus Christ, the King James Version, and I preach out of this, the same to them as I preach to you.
Amen.
And if you want me to preach in your churches, you call me.
There you go.
But you didn't call me, and you're not telling me where to preach.
Praise God.
Amen. So I preached all over the country. Hallelujah. I went everywhere preaching. They called me one time and said, we want you to come down and help ordain someone. And I said, I can't ordain nobody. I even need to ordain myself. I'm ordained to God, but not a man. I said, I carry a little piece of paper in my pocket, but that don't mean anything. If you don't have Jesus Christ in your heart,
Amen.
that piece of paper don't mean anything.
Amen.
Amen. I said, but I'll tell you what, you call me and I'll preach for you. I drove 102 miles one way one night to preach to a church.
Amen.
I put 202 miles that night preaching. And when I got up and began to preach and the power of God hit me, those people were, I don't know whether they'd ever heard preaching or not, but their mouth flew open and they just watched me. As I walked the aisles and I preached the gospel to them, and I go, well, amen. So I thought, nobody knows what I'm preaching about. I got one amen, and that was the man that went with me. And I said, somebody don't know what I'm preaching about.
That's
And
the Lord.
I preached the gospel that night, and I came home, and I was a satisfied man.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. I left there, and I was well satisfied. What the Lord gave me to preach to them that night. You know what? Every time I get in the pulpit, I have to wait upon the Spirit of God to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah.
I wait upon Him. And if the preacher don't come, I can't preach.
No, no.
Amen.
I can't do nothing on my
Can't do
own.
anything.
I used to preach out there, and they'd wait, and I'd be a-talking. Directly the power of God had hit me, and everybody closed their Bibles. They knew I was ready to go. When I bent down and said, amen, I thank you, Lord. And they knew I was ready to go. Amen. Now I'll tell you what, the power of God, I thank Him for what He's done for me. I've been through some valleys. But I said if I was always on the mountain, maybe I'd forget to pray.
Amen.
Yeah.
So the Lord would take me down in the valley sometimes, and I'd have to get down on my knees and pray. Wouldn't be long until I'd be right back up on the mountain.
Yeah, thank God.
I've been through troubles. I thought, I've been persecuted. Some didn't like my preaching, and there's an old preacher told me one time, I preached for him. He was my pastor when I was just a little kid. I preached for him, and he told me, he said, son, you are in trouble. I said, I want to tell you something. I preached you the gospel tonight. He said, that's why you're in trouble, because people don't want to hear the gospel.
Amen.
They don't want to hear the gospel.
Yeah, that's it.
He said, but don't let them deter you. He said, keep right on preaching the gospel.
Amen. Amen.
And I'll tell you what, I've been trying my best. Through the Lord's help, I couldn't do nothing on my own, you see. Through His help, I've been trying to do that. About 30 years.
That's it.
God's been so good to me.
Yeah.
I love Him supremely. man.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
One day, just after a little while, I'll lay down this life.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you what, sometimes I get homesick for heaven, don't you? I get
Amen.
homesick for heaven. But I'll tell you what, I look around and I say, what's the preacher's preaching about tonight?
Mhm.
That, brother, we're living in perilous times, dangerous times. When all men, women, boys, and girls ought to be seeking the Lord. They ought to seek Him while He may be found. They ought to call upon Him while He's near. Brother, I believe we're living in the 11th hour, and He's about to dawn on a sleeping world.
Yeah.
Men ought to come to Christ.
Yes,
They ought to
sir.
seek Him out while
Yes,
He can. Well, I'll tell you what. He gives every man a space to repent in. if you repent not, my friend, you'll not go to heaven. There's a place prepared for the ungodly, and that
Amen.
place is called hell. Some people don't like for you to call it hell, they call it Hades or something else. But I call it hell.
That's
Yep.
it.
I bring it right out plain, you're going to hell if you don't change your ways. And I've got some awful frowns when I say that. But that's what the Word of God says. There's some ungodly, there's a place for the ungodly.
Yeah.
And my friend, I'm glad that I'm going to escape that place. I'll tell you what, when you don't have no one else to pray for, you pray for me.
Amen. Give the Lord a praise. Amen. Amen.